You're welcome to Business Daily on Trust TV. I'm your host, Chamunda Beng. Let's talk numbers. We're starting off with the stock market as of 6 a.m. this morning. You're welcome back to Business Daily. My name is Chamunda Beng. All right. Now, the success of your business is dependent on several different factors. Now, two of them are the structure of your brand and your niche market. Now, it's easy for everyone to create a logo. Yes, it's easy for you to have pretty colors, put them together and have them sent out to the public, post them on social media spaces and wherever it is that you can. But at the end of the day, what is really the meaning behind your logo? What's the business behind the logo that you've actually designed? What does your business stand for, and who are you selling your business to? So today we're going to be taking a look at brand development and also creating your own niche market for your business. Now, joining me in the studio today is a business education consultant, Agaba Wilson. Agaba, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Amber.
All right, you're a consultant, so I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of answers from you today. Now, looking at brand development, building your own personal brand for your business. Now, it's more than just the logo, of course, because you're building a brand for your business. You're also building a brand as the CEO of the business. Yes. So there's actually a lot. At what point do you separate the brand of your own personal brand and the brand of the business that you're running, or do they always have to be one and the same?
If you have an encounter as the customer relation officer in TrustTV today, the person who had that experience is going to go out there and say, TrustTV is like this and like that. So you see, you are not very separated from TrustTV just because you work with TrustTV. To that extent, the brand of your business cannot be so different from you as a person. Yes. In fact, there's what we call philosophy, business philosophy. And sometimes you see our values. These things are usually an offshoot of the philosophy of the individual who owns or runs the business. When I say run, it means where the person has a huge say in the business. It's not just someone recruited to come and run the business. So you as a person and the business are tied together. So there are certain things you would necessarily do if you weren't running that business. But because you're running the business, you won't do them. Because you cannot contradict yourself. Okay, you cannot say you're running an eco-friendly business and then in your personal life, you are doing things that are not in support of the green revolution.
You're busy polluting all over the place.
Exactly. So it doesn't add up. It's going to sell what? Deceit.
So it's like, going to a nail salon and the person that is doing your nails does not even have nice looking nails themselves.
Exactly.
How do they trust you to actually give them what you need?
If you look at the people who operate salons, especially the guys, you see they always have this kind of advanced styles on their hair. They put gel, they dye, they do it to let you know that I can do this for myself. I can do more for you. Yeah. So what would you say if you came to a salon and you see the guy who is going to cut your hair looking very shabby, his hair is not well, he's not well carved and all of that. So it's all part of it. In fact, like I always say, the business has no attitude, it has no character, it has no color, it has nothing but the people in it. So the people in the business make the business.
Yeah.
The brand of the people makes the brand of the business. So it's important to link these two together. If you want to separate it, oh, I can be who I am when I'm outside,
Yeah.
and be who the business needs me to be when I'm in the business. In today's world, when is business hour and when is off business hour?
All right, so I have one question now. The concept of branding, one of the reasons why I love this discussion really is because branding touches on different businesses, touches on different individuals.
Yeah.
Even me as a media personality, I have to build my own brand that also sticks to the brand of the company. That's one thing. Now, taking a look at people who are actors and musicians, they also need to have their own personal brand.
Yes.
But it almost seems that what they put out on mainstream is different from who they are once the cameras are off. So why is that so different than any other business?
You see, in starting a business, there are different motivation and different drives for different people. Some people are driven by the money in the business. Some people are driven by passion. So when your business is driven by your personal passion, you are most likely to be like your business even when you are off the camera. You are most likely going to put the messages that you personally believe out there in your business. Although I realize that when it comes to entertainment and you have a manager or you signed up to a record label, what they care about is the money they want to make. The kind of messages you want to put in your movies or you want to put in your music doesn't matter to them. To them, it's what sells. To them, music is supposed to sell. To them, movie is supposed to sell. And for you to stay sustained, most times artists will now have to bend to the leanings of the record label. So to that extent, you may see them putting something out there that is contrary to the person you know, either negative or positively. So to that extent, you can have that contradiction when it comes to artists and entertainment people.
The goal is to make money at the end of the day.
The goal is to make money at the end of the day. They have to pay the bills. They have to sustain the fame. And they have to hope that if one day they leave this record label or leave this manager, whatever it is, or leave this agreement, they can go back to who they originally wanted to be. They need money to do that. So to that extent, I can forgive them for the contradiction. Yes.
All right. So why is it so important for you to actually have a brand for your business or your own personality, depending on whatever it is that you're doing? Because business is business. It comes in different forms. It could be you selling yourself. It could be you selling a service or a product, whatever the case is. Why is it so important for you to have that brand structure surrounding you? And also, does the size of your business matter in this case? Because I'm trying to think now, Iya Yabo, does she need a brand in order for her to grow her business?
Yes. Now, basically, I will quickly talk about the individual brand, and then I will move to the business brand. That is where the meat of the whole talk is. As an individual, I used to tell people, you have to be known for something. So if somebody says, I'm looking for a business consultant, or I want to start up a business, or there's a small business somewhere that needs help, or somebody needs management training and all of this, somebody needs to be able to think of you quickly and say, oh, Wilson is a business consultant, that's what he knows best. If you have not carved that niche for yourself and presented yourself in that way, it will not imprint on your friend's mind what you do. So most times, when they see what you can do, they will not even know or even be sure that you can do it. But if you have created a brand around yourself, you have an identity. Everybody around you knows this is what the person do. There's a way you even dress or carry your camera around. Somebody say, are you a professional photographer? Or you dress and somebody say, are you a tailor? Are you a seamstress? Do you make clothing? There's a way you dress. Somebody will say, are you a lawyer? You know, that is branding. By men looking at you, everything surrounds you tells them something, and they are able to confirm from you. So it gives you a headway. It makes way for you. Then let's come to business. To talk about branding, you need to talk about why people buy.
Okay.
Why do you buy a particular steamed milk whenever you have a need for milk? Why do you buy a particular fabric when you want to make new dresses for yourself? You look at the label and say, which company made it? Why do you buy a particular bag? It is important to have an identity because this identity is a summation of everything that you offer. The product itself, the environment in which you offer the product, the experience that people have when they buy from you, and the satisfaction that they derive from the product you have given them, and how much you help them to even maximize the value of the product they buy from you. All of these things count. So you want to tell people, let's say TrustTV, we broadcast to this class of people. To that extent, you need to now put content that appeal to this class of people. Having a brand identity helps them to tell, even if they have not listened to you before, even they have not viewed any of your show before. But by saying, we offer to these people, they know some kind of content to expect. And then they tune to TrustTV when they need such kind of content. All right, so brand sort of set you apart. It says something uniquely about you to your client. It is the beginning of marketing. If you don't have a brand, it's just like you go out there and talk about products without putting any identity to it. You go out there and talk about shoes without any identity for your own shoe. So people are going to go out there and buy shoes. So creating a brand kind of personifies the business and it brings uniqueness to your business. So it's very important for you to have a brand. There are very many advantages of having a brand. Now, you wonder why there's something they call brand equity. In a layman's language, you will say, what does the name of your business bring to the table? Somebody could come here today and say, I want to buy TrustTV. And you say, okay, quantify our asset. And what is the brand equity of TrustTV? What does the name TrustTV command in the market? So what you are going to pay to buy off this company today is going to be the current value of their assets and the value that their name brings on it. Otherwise, they can say, okay, we'll sell you all our assets, including the staff, you can have them. You can also have our patents if they have invented anything. But that name, you are not going to put it on your business unless you pay XYZ amount. So you see how it works.
Yeah.
By having a brand, you have generated value. But if you had no brand, there will be no value other than your assets. So time will not permit us to go deep into some of these things.
Like honestly, I start getting carried away. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just like, so I can sell my name eventually.
Yes, of course. But you see, why do you pay a particular comedian 500,000 for a show, and you pay another comedian 50,000 for that same show? It is the name. Most times you see the big comedian that you have paid so much money does not even say much. Like the upcoming comedian who probably is performing for free for you just to gain some name. He's the one that is going to make people laugh. But the made comedian just comes in. In fact, by mere seeing him, people start to laugh.
Because they've built a brand.
Because they've built a brand. And if you look at our comedian today, I don't know if I'm free to call names, or if you look at some of them, each of them have stamped their name in certain ways. You see the one who behaves like a drunkard. You see the one who behaves like a fool all the time. You see the one who behaves like a wise person. And all of that. They have created certain things for themselves. And the people who manage events and host shows know the audience they are going to host and the kind of jokes that can appeal to them. By so doing, they look for such comedians. You understand that? So this is all the advantages that branding brings.
Yeah. All right, so now taking a look at, yes, I did ask about size.
Yes.
Yabo.
No.
Does Yabo need brand?
Let me tell you, you see, when we say brand most times, we want to restrict it to having a logo, having a color, having a big name out there, and all of that, but it's not necessarily that. Do you have some attributes that stands you out? Can you communicate those attributes to your customers and prospective customer? It becomes your brand. In my family, there are some of my siblings that if you come and tell me today that person insulted me, I'll tell you you lied, even without seeing him, without hearing his side. I will tell you, you lied. Why? That person has created an image over time that this I don't do. And over time, you have observed the person that he doesn't do that. Not by him telling you. It becomes a brand. You go to a place where the soup is always delicious, the price is low, and the environment is neat. You know that that person is trying to sell to low-income earners, and they are there on time. When you get there 6:30, food is already set. So you can go and eat. And even if you're a cleaner, you can go there, have your breakfast before you start cleaning.
All for $250.
All for $250. So that is brand. And they are letting you know, we are here early because we know you have to start early. We are here good because we know you need quality food. And then we are very cheap because we know you don't earn so much. So although that woman has not written this down, and have not chosen colors and logo to make the business tell you this, by acting the way they act, is already telling you, okay, this is what they are known for. If you go Yaba Sarah shop, by 6 o'clock, she will be there.
Yeah.
She will always have shaki, roundabout, cow leg, and all of that. So when you want that, you go to Yaba and Sarah. That's a brand. All right? You know that when you go to Yaba and Sarah, you don't have to sit for so long before they serve you food. They are telling you, we value your time. So these things, so branding does not have to do with your size. If only one person can create a brand for him or herself. I have a friend who used to present, who used to work in a radio station, and one of the things he does often, all the time in fact, after reading the news, or before he reads the news, he introduces himself. He calls his first name, pauses for like 7 seconds, and calls the second name. He is known for that. That is creating a unique identity for himself. And then his voice and all of that. He has created who he is. So when people want voiceover for certain kind of advert or for certain kind of documentary, they get this guy to do it.
Yeah.
So he was on his job. He created a niche for himself. And though he no longer works in any of the radios and TVs now, he's doing his things, consulting for people, doing documentary, and he's making money. So it doesn't have to do with size. Only an individual can create a brand for him or herself. So no matter how small your business is, you can create a brand. You can tell people, we have integrity. We keep our word. You can tell people, you get the best quality from us, although it doesn't come cheap. Or you get fair quality at fair price. You know, all these things are communicated to people. It becomes your brand. And when you want to create a logo, you want to create color theme, you want to create the essence of your, all these things are considered when you pick your colors and all of this shape and all of this to make the visible brand that people see. So at the end of the day, brand has nothing to do with size.
Yeah.
Any business, no matter how small, can have a brand.
All right, so still looking at brand development and the way that you structure your brand.
Yes.
Now, when you're structuring your brand, do you create that brand as soon as you're opening the doors? That means it's already there, it's already set, this is what I'm standing for. Or can you actually wait to gauge the kind of customers that you have and then create a brand based off of that?
All right. In one of the shows we had, I think it was here, we talked, you gave statistic of on SME survivors.
Yes.
I will tell you one of the reasons SMEs fail. Because most of them have not looked at the long haul of the business before going into it. I will bring that to answering your question. When should you develop the brand? Before you open your door. Because you shouldn't invest in a business that you don't, whose prospective client you don't know. So before you open your shop, the first thing to do is, what am I going to sell? To whom am I selling? If you answer this question, it will now determine the resources you need to put together to be able to sell effectively and efficiently to that person. So you want to sell to middle income earners. How much do they earn? How much can you sell your product? Where are they? Where can you locate your business? How do they buy? Can you sell to them in a way better than how they are currently buying? Do they have to go out and eat? Do they want or wish to have it delivered to them? Can you deliver? If you answer these questions, it will help you create an identity so that when you put the word out there, I have opened a shop, you will be saying, I have opened a shop to sell food to middle income earners that are working around the central areas of Abuja. And let me tell you, before you have to go out there and eat, but we are saying we can deliver the food to you. It's going to be safe and healthy and even still hot. You enjoy your meal.
From the comfort of your home.
From the comfort of your office.
Your wig.
Remove your wig and do what you need to do. Chew the bone. So the brand is created before you open the door. What you do after you open the door is to improve on how it is communicated. It is what is going to determine your logo. It will determine the color themes. It will determine the arrangement of your office. It will determine where you want to locate your office or your business. It will determine who you will hire. It will determine the policy you will create. So it's like it is the DNA of your business. So when you are telling me, when should I create my brand? After I have started or before I have started, I know that you don't understand what you need to have before you start a business. You don't understand the process of starting a business. So these things happen. And how do you get to the conclusion of who do I sell to, where are they? It's through research.
Yeah.
When you do the preliminary research.
Now, still on the research that you're actually talking about, the questions that you have said, okay, as an entrepreneur, this is what I'm supposed to be asking.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're going to reach out to different people to get different answers from them.
Yes.
Now, is it a mistake to just stick to your immediate circle when you're trying to make or trying to do these researches? Because I've had a couple of people who are also budding entrepreneurs, and they would normally just stick to the people on their social media circle, or usually the WhatsApp application. That's where you see most of the questions, or just basically the closest people to them. Like, as an entrepreneur, are you not supposed to go far and wide with your research?
Let me tell you, sincerely speaking, the wider your research, the more likely that you will not only succeed, but also be sustainable. But all this boils down to resources. Where you don't have the money, you would not be able to go far. So, but then, what you need to do is to systematically mirror the image of your targeted buyer and then talk to them among your friends. It's called sampling. It will give you an idea of what to expect in the wider market. So maybe you are my friend and I want to start a business, and I believe that this business is going to sell to young people who are working in corporate organization that pays a lot of attention to image and all of that. And then I look around, I say, my friend Chairman Dabeng works with a TV station, and I think I want to sell to people like her. So what I want to do is to select people like you from across organizations or across my area and speak to them. What do they want in their beauty products? The one they currently have, what is their problem? Is it a problem of quality? Is it a problem of how they get it? Is it a problem of the time it takes before it gets to them? What is the problem? I figure that. What do they wish to have? How can I make it better? And I ask you all of these questions. How have they been paying? Is there a better payment plan that will help me and help them?
Yeah.
All of this. Can I communicate it to them? There are some advantages you will offer in your product, but you won't be able to communicate it to your client. So those ones are not the ones you want to give priority. So you do all of this, and then you are able to have an idea whether this your business is viable or not. Is it sustainable or not? If you have that, then you can start small, experimenting. It is
listening
experimental.
for feedback.
Yes, and listening for feedback. And then try new places, try new individuals. And as it grows, you are going to keep receiving feedback. There's what we call the product development cycle, where you have an idea, you screen them, you put what you call, you make a vivid image of it and run it by people, you improve upon it, then you make the main prototype, then you talk of commercialization, what are the mathematics and the finance behind it, am I going to make profit, and then all of those things. The whole cycle, it is a constant cycle. You don't stop at any point in time.
All right. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to continue to listen to all that you have to say right now, because we've run out of time now.
I know.
Yes. But it was an interesting discussion. I did learn a lot, and I hope that you guys also learned something. There are quite a few things that you need to keep in mind when you're trying to build your brand, quite a few questions that you really need to be asking yourself, like, who is my market? What do I stand for? And what do I hope to achieve? Now, these are just some things that you need to keep in mind, and always remember to do your research. When you have the information, you know how to sustain yourself. All right, we've come to the end of our show for today, and I would like to thank my guests in the studio. Thank you so much for Mr. Wilson for being a part of the show. And to all our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. Come back tomorrow for more Business Daily. Once again, my name is Chamunda Bang. Let's talk numbers.